November 5th, 2024. That will be Liberation Day in America. Liberation Day. Thank you. So sad. This is what you call an unforced error, what they've done to this country. And to think that she's running for the President of the United States is a disgrace. And she's allowed millions of these people into our country, destroying our country. And it's not easy to fix either. We'll get some and we'll get them out. Then they'll get somebody else who has a nice look and a child. And it'll be the poster. It'll be, oh, how horrible are we? It's a very tough thing to fix, but we're going to fix it because we have no choice. But we're going to start with these horrible criminals, and there are lots of them. 425,000 illegal aliens convicted of crimes are now free to roam in our country, including all of those murderers and all of those drug dealers and all of the human traffickers in women. They traffic in women. You hear children, you hear men. No, they traffic really in women. Right here in Georgia, our nation was robbed of a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student, Laken Riley. You know Laken very well now. And after months of prodding him, Biden couldn't pronounce her name. He said Lincoln Riley, and Lincoln Riley is the football coach, or the coach. And this was in Congress, couldn't even get the name right. Laken was a brilliant young student, top in her class, going to be a great nursing student. Everybody admired her. She was killed viciously while out on a jog. She was assaulted, beaten, and horrifically murdered by an illegal alien. You saw the picture from Venezuela. The savage monster who murdered Laken was let in and released into our country by Kamala Harris. She came in through open borders. Nobody even checked him. Come right in. Come right in. His brother was also in Georgia illegally. He's suspected of viciously murdering someone also in the Venezuelan gang. He's in that gang. In September, an illegal alien who Kamala imported through her open border process was arrested in Tennessee for strangling a 25-year-old girl to death and leaving her body covered in blankets for days. Her parents, all of these parents, they'll never be the same. He had a prior arrest record in the United States, was shielded for deportation by the horrible, horrible laws, rules, and regulations of Kamala. I can't believe how they allowed this country to become like this. This country is not, it can't go on like this. And they're getting worse. You look at little towns, villages, cities, and even the big cities, they're petrified that this is going to happen to them. The governor of Colorado is a radical left Democrat, but he just doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. Springfield, Ohio. We love Ohio. We won Ohio every time by a lot. We're leading now by a lot. And I know Springfield, beautiful little place. 50,000 people. They've just deposited 32,000 illegal migrants into the town. They don't speak English, but they've taken up the schools. They don't speak English. What they're looking for is interpreters because they have no idea what they're going to do. Nobody speaks. Very few of them speak English. So they're looking all over for interpreters. That's what they want to find. When you go to the hospital, you can't get into the hospital because the hospital's all occupied. And they want to be so nice and they want to be politically correct. And the mayor seems like a nice person. He's saying, well, we'll figure out how to make it work. But you can never figure it out. It can never work. Think of it. 50,000 people. All of a sudden, they have 32,000. They've almost doubled the size with people that came from a rough country, really a rough, rough country. Immediately upon taking the oath of office, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. Have to. to do it. I will rescue every town across America that has been invaded and conquered. They've conquered our country. This is an invasion of a military force. They have weapons that are on par with our U.S. military. But we will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals to jail or kick them the hell out of our country, ideally the second, because we don't want to have to pay for the cost, so we'll ideally bring them back to their country. When I first came into the White House, a general came up. I said, General, I want to get MS-13 gangs. They're the worst in the world. MS-13 is very similar, but probably even nastier. And we had thousands of them in our country because Barack Hussein Obama could not get them out, because the countries from where they came would put airplanes, big ones, on the runway so you couldn't land. They wouldn't let the buses through, and they gave up. Years ago, they gave up, and I said to the general, I want them out. He said, sir, they won't take them back. I said, who? And they said the countries. I won't embarrass them because I know the presidents very well, and they're very streetwise, very smart people. And I said, how much aid do we give those three countries? Sir, we give them $750 million a year. And I said, inform them that they're delinquent, that they aren't allowing us to bring back people that belong there, and they are getting no further aid at all from the United States. And the following day, early in the morning, I got calls from all three separately, all three. Sir, there seems to be a misunderstanding. And I said, no, there isn't. You sent them over in a caravan. The caravan, I made up that name too. I'm good at names. You know the names? I can't use those names too much because many of them were for Republicans. We had some beauties, but we can use Pocahontas and other people. But I said, listen, I said, you wouldn't take them back. Sir, there seems to be a misunderstanding. We would love to take them back. We love MS-13 so much, sir. Please, please let us take them back, sir. Please. And we sent them back, and they took them like nothing. Like nothing. So we send them out of our country, and if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. That way they're not coming back. That way they're not coming back. And you don't hear these ideas from anyone else, I can tell you, and I'm not proud of them, but you also have to wage a little bit of common sense, don't you? Because we're the party of common sense. And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer. Kamala's migrant invasion, and that's what it is also devastating our great African-American community, stealing American jobs, crushing wages, undercutting the voting power of our own citizens, and bringing drugs, crime, and death to our country. And the African-American community and the Hispanic community is being devastated with the jobs. The numbers are down 6, 7, 8, 9%. They're going to work, and they're saying, I'm sorry, we're not going to take you anymore. People that have worked there and worked there well for years are now being told they no longer have a job because they have illegal immigrants coming in and taking their job. And I'll tell you what, any African-American or Hispanic, and you know how well I'm doing there, that votes for Kamala, you got to have your head examined because they are really screwing you. They are really screwing you. Right? It's happening in numbers. You're going to hear about it. It's a big story. It's a big story. You're going to start hearing about it in a little while. It's a big story. It's a real, it's terrible. It's terrible. People that have been here for years, they've done a good job. They've got their family. Now all of a sudden one day they don't have a job anymore.